Good morning. This is your crypto day morning with today's day coming in that of Wednesday, the 6th of March, 2019. All bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. Bitcoin yesterday, after it had a move before, going down to this Fibonacci line and what worked out to be a third time hit of this support level was a pierce above on the big red candle down day, January 24th. It pierced well extra below on the 27th and extra below on March the 4th. What I like is how it quickly has a green candle, which is actually larger than the down move and higher than where the congestion range is, making it up now to the 18 average of highs. That's enough to totally flatten out this 18 average if it really wasn't enough already as it was. Neutrality within this move, still trying to correct from such an appearance on the attempt to revert the trend to the downside. Obviously, well, it's looking thus far, at least its attempt failed on March the 4th. There still is no attempt to resume the uptrend. It needs to do that with a clear break above the 3,900 and well, around the 3,940 handle level, but I'm really optimistic seeing how we had the quick rebound yesterday after the sell-off that occurred the day before. But until it stays within this average, as I've been stating, not going to spend that much time on the Bitcoin cross against the fiat. Right now, Litecoin's cross against fiat dollars is much more exciting at this time. We've had the level of resistance established higher than this point in here after breaking out from this level. Nice support amongst the 18 coming back to this level of resistance acting as support. Yesterday's move was the announcement to resume the trend. It has now since barely taken out yesterday's highs in today's mode. It's like still more of a pause day more than anything. And a pause day is after a bigger up-down move. It just stays in the at an up move near the upper end and a down move at the lower end, with usually very low volatility. And that's the whole key. The low volatility move is the session has only got, and I like saying this, it only has volatility right now of $5.38 on 51. That works out to a little over 10%, and I'm saying only. Now, overall, that's more than most of these other days were. But coming off of this nice little big move and just a lot of these other days with decent sized moves, and understanding its status on the weekly term time frame is a break of this level of resistance. It's establishing that of a bull market because I'm looking for band flattening out, establish a level of resistance, correct within such. This in here, I gotta count this as established resistance. Now, technically, it didn't come to the band, but I do like how from this high it came back down to this low. Then it had a pause period, or just stayed a hot, rather inside candle from the previous one, and now breaking it above a clear break. I'm talking about this as a confirmed bull market, and within we have a situation of this prior level of resistance, and it's like a retest of it because this support level $47.05. This original resistance level, $47. It's been congesting within previous support now for the last 5 weeks. Moving to the next key area post this, we got some little bit of support at about 79. And we have some Fibonacci nuts shown at around 63, which I'm predicting that if it makes a move up there, it's not going to be too strong of resistance. We'll see, of course. The market's going to play as it chooses to do so. Let's take a look at the cross next against BTC. And starting off within the daily chart, this is big for me. We have this level of established resistance twice hit. It represented that of a double bottom, which has now broken that pattern to the upside. A double bottom is two U, two V-shaped formations, or a pair of insert noun. And once you break that neckline of such, that's now we're looking at it to have its break. Now, I already calculated some key Fibonacci levels in a previous video over the last weekend. And the gist of it is the Fibonacci highs from here and the key big lows down here. All this area means on the break of this point is the leaving of neutrality mode and the attempt to resume a bull market. And breaking above this level on the long term, I'd be looking conservatively for this to come back to the .02 mark anyway, in this previous level of resistance. And then getting above that, you got this little small pierce hit, which got to the 25 handle, but that's really in the range of the 20. It's just a nice pierce above. Does it have the availability to go to the 3 handle and break that? I think it does. But 61.8% from this high to this low is right around the neckline resistance of around around that 130-ish area. So I'm seeing it get above that level. So I think that's going to be very interesting moving forward. A lot of it's now the sky's the limit kind of deal if it's able to do what a lot of times it does when it enters these kinds of modes. Single hour term time frame, we've see the break of this level of resistance and have some lot of time going sideways. A little bit of correction within this period via price. As we can see in this nice green candle without any red at all before or after it, there was a price correction in it because the high was 1389 and the low, rather the close, was 1315. So in this period itself, it had like 5-6% minimum correction from this high. A little bit of price correction on this one, but after that it was just going sideways mainly. Met up with the 18. Broke out with this beautiful statement, came back down immediately, which is back to where it came from. But when you see everything up to this point in here, that pattern in itself is very strong, as what preceded it was an outstanding correction. The 18 never went flat, it's remained going up. It had an attempt breaking the 18 highs at this 1 o'clock hour timestamp, but the previous hour it did just that. Comes back down, which overall is both weak and strong. I mean, coming back down quickly to where you came from, no big whoop. But to have an instant green candle back like that and to eliminate that down move and get back to that upper area and establish the previous period, that's pretty strong. And then, of course, the follow through, having a small leg higher amongst that point. And for myself, I made 2 sells of Litecoin. One automatically at 14495 in this up top area here. That was a trade against Bitcoin. So I'll look to buy that back at 115 if it even goes there. If it does, great. I haven't decided yet where my next sell order is going to be, but won't be until at least about 160. I'm in interesting territories because I think this thing is area to rock, but I still think I have to sell at 160 and just play the numbers game. And just selling bits and pieces here. Not much at all, really. Next thing I did was before this market broke down here, I checked the ratio of DGB and Litecoin and realized that it was higher barely than where I was supposed to sell. Because I wrote in a sell order of about 49.5 that I wanted to sell Litecoin for DGB, and it got up to over 5,000 when I got in that. Or my actual trade minus all trading fees, and even the 0.1 DGB I had to pay to get what I bought off the site, I sold at a ratio of 5,041.44. Now I'm looking for that price to either go up 15% or down 13% from that ratio for me to make my next trade. As far as DGB is concerned, it's just hanging in there amongst the 18 average, of course not sharing its update today. And really that's the whole point. That's what I want to see happen, is for one coin to go up big or down big while the other one doesn't. Because then of course I can make trades, as well as just spectacular moves from one or the other, where maybe Litecoin's able to go maybe 2.5x, 3.5x against Bitcoin, where DGB over, say, a sustained maybe 2 month or 3 month period of time might do 4, 5, 6 times better than that. And of course, in that situation, I'd be selling DGB for Litecoin. If whichever one outperforms the other, I'm selling that for the other coin. And let's do a couple quick altcoins to finish this with Aidcoin. I've talked a lot about this lately. Here just there's no volatility hanging in there at 1,000. Well, the volatility has increased a little bit. We can see this, the 18 average, how it's had a nice little increase from where it was, where the 18 average of lows remains the same. Well, that means support has been constant at the 1,000 Satoshi level. And resistance now is higher where it was before. This one looks really, really interesting to say the least. If we take a look at it the weekly, do we have enough data to even see anything? We're starting to, I guess. The last 6 periods is showing a lot of strength amongst the 18 average of highs, which is a definite good signal for price movement going higher. And finally, Theta. After having a move back to its previous level from where it came from, piercing below the November 30th high, piercing above the November 30th high, piercing below the opening highs, which was around 4,000. But in that area, just a third time hit of that area. Now it's about to make its move, possibly. Well, that's what its statement is, as it's managed to lift above the 18 average after having a few days of going down. First, it corrected a couple days through time around that level, and then a few days just to price. But it came back down to really its first key area, which is around that 3,000 number. Not where it came from in here, rather to the shorter term level of support resistance that you should be able to find soon. But most importantly, 18 average, and if it gets above this, this thing could go a little hog wild. And as we can see that it's, actually I want to do 4 hour. I mean, they're really, yeah, I guess it came down to this previous level of resistance. But within the short-term time frame, we can see here band flattening out, establish a level of support, looking for reversal of trend here. Okay, come back to the band, which it did easily. Now take out the low for a bear market. Well, here was your attempt, or it looked like that spot to do so, as it was looking to leave the 18 average at the 23-hour timestamp, March the 4th. But no such doing. Rather, it just had a nice little level of higher lows as an uptrend line was starting to form. Had this level of resistance, and again, which came back, but again, making that uptrend line. And then there was a statement to revert the trend, or resume the trend, not revert it, to resume the bull market. And so far, it's holding in there really nicely. So I like its odds as well moving forward. And I actually will finish it off with Ravencoin and a little talk on Cryptopia, as that is where I own or have holdings for my RVN. But since January the 14th of this year, or almost 2 months ago, the site has pretty much been on lockdown, or it's been heisted and put on maintenance. Well, lately they have put it into read-only mode, so you can see your balances, where your orders are. They have tweeted that in the next couple days they're going to set it up so that you will have time to remove your orders, because, well, right now I have a sell order for RVN at the price point of 49,750 Satoshi against Litecoin, which works out to a little over 700 against this. Well, that's only because, what do we have here? January the 14th. This market is up better than double. Better than double. And normally on anything that goes double, I'm going to sell. But Litecoin is almost getting close to double territory as well. Not quite, from its January 14th level. For myself, I'd have a lot of buy orders for different coins. And I'm going to have to show another chart to do so. that would just be horrible if they were to fill. Case in point, the code NEM, which on January the 14th was up here at around 1562. Now it's down to 1081. And my buy order against Litecoin is in at 146,000 Litecoin Satoshi. Well, the ratio of Litecoin to Bitcoin now is near 70, which means the real price of this is over 70,000, 71 to 74,000. And I'm looking to buy it at 146,000 against Litecoin. Thankfully, I'm going to have time to be able to move all my orders. However, not everybody is going to do so. So who takes those early cracks at the great plays? It won't be me. I'm not even going to look for any. And then when the site comes back up, what's the volume going to be like? There's going to be a lot of selling, I think. So let's just assume that today the market was going on and this was the price of NEM. And when we look at this on a 1 minute time frame, so I can understand where the bid ask might be, as if, oh, it doesn't make much of it. We'll just assume that it's 1081, 1083, or whatever, as if that matters in this example. So you'd see that you can go on any other exchange like Poloniex or Bittrex and sell or buy this for around 1080, 1082, whatever. But you're going to notice that on Poloniex you might be able to buy it for 1040 and sell it for 1020. And that's just how it's going to be. It'll be like that with almost every coin. And some coins that are heavily traded there, especially like the XBYs, might have some decent short-term, intermediate-term capitulation moves because of people just trying to take coins off the site. I'm going to be looking to take most of my coins like this and move them to another exchange to sell. And I'm not going to be holding as many coins. But they did state yesterday that the next couple of days, the next few days, they're working it so that you can remove the orders. And then, of course, the market will move back up. I'm looking forward to, like a lot of people, for where I can push the withdrawal button for several coins. And for a lot of other ones, like Upring or Bitcoin Green, I'm just going to sell them, whatever I can get. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.